All right, everyone, fresh start. We are going to have a good day, which will turn into a good week, which will turn into a good year, which turns into a good life. Tell you what, let's make a list of all the things Riley should be happy about.
Oh, we need more Inside Out. That is Amy, is the character Joy in the movie Inside Out. The sequel, Inside Out 2, was just nominated for an Oscar. I bet it will win. I keep predicting things and I know nothing, but I think it's going to win. So today we are going to talk all things joy.
Yes, and here to help us is Suzy Welch, the author of 3 New York Times bestsellers and a professor at NYU's Stern School of Business.
Hi, Suzy. I mean, you're sitting with Joy.
Yeah.
You're sitting with the character personified. It's easier to talk about than it is actually to find, especially now the world feels heavy.
Yes, people feel very beset upon, and they want to feel joy, and they understand that, you know, this is going to be the path to everything that they've ever wanted, is if they can just get joy. But in my class, I teach that joy is not a goal, it's an outcome. Okay, so a little bit pushback there. I mean, we want joy. I want you both to have joy. I love that movie, by the way. And the thing in our head, what's going on in our head is a lot of different emotions are stopping us from joy. But if you think about joy as an outcome of a meaningful and productive life, it's a little bit different than thinking, I'm going to go grab joy.
Ooh, love that.
I know. Don't you like it? So,
yes.
So more of an outcome, and you say that we need more than an aspiration. I mean, I feel like this is February. People have all sorts of goals in January.
Yeah.
They're all probably ruined by now.
Yeah, no, this is the Valley of Despair February, where you sort of think, oh, all those great plans I had, the Valley of Despair, that, you know, I had all these great plans in January. I was going to change this. I was going to change that. And then it's February and nothing has actually changed. And I think a little bit of that is just we have this aspiration. We want joy, say, or we want happiness, and we don't have the plan part of it, or the plan is too big, or we fall off and we don't nail the plan the first time, and then we're out. It was too hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think also like the external world, like there's a lot going on. So how do you focus? I mean, you were saying so much about like having humor, having friends.
Yeah, I think, well, I just restarted the year February 1st because January felt like it was kind of a wash.
Yeah.
But it's such a good point. Like, how do you figure out how to stay, how do you stay present?
Yes.
Grounded,
yes,
involved, and yet decide that life is also worth celebrating, and like, yeah, how do you balance like being in the real world and not in some kind of fantasy world?
Yeah.
And
that is the work. That is the work of our lives, right?
Yes.
You know, there's that great Mary Oliver quote where she says, tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? And I say there's 2 parts to that great line. There's wild and precious life, which is what you're saying. We have this one wild and precious life. It's a gift every day. But there's a plan part of that. What do you do to plan? So I always say to my students, everyone tells you go chase the wild and precious life. I'm all about the how. And so for me, you know, you ask the question, how do you stay present? I think just focus on 3 things. What are your values? Okay, what do you care deeply about? What are they? Know what they are. I have research that shows that only 7% of people actually know their actual values. They just sort of randomly guess. They say love is a value, but what does it mean? And then know what your aptitudes are, what you're really good at, not what you want to be good at, okay, but what you really are good at, and your interests. Those are 3 simple things. If you keep those in your mind and you've got a life that's organized around those, eventually you will get to your purpose. You will get to your joy.
Okay.
But it's your life's work. It is not. There's no hack, unfortunately. I wish.
You say the key to this is scarephoria. I don't know what scareforia means, but I'm kind of into it.
Okay, so scarephoria is what I felt right before I came out into the show today. So this is when you're feeling scared and euphoric at the same time. You know how in the movie there's all those emotions in her head, right? And she talks to them as if they're, well, you can be very scared. That's an emotion, and you can feel euphoric. And you know where growth occurs? Growth occurs when you're scared and euphoric at the same time. It's hard. You're scared, but you're sort of this balance of hope and challenge. That is where growth occurs. Not when it's too hard and not when it's too easy. Right at that balance. And what we have to do is move ourselves towards that, because that's when we're going to inch forward. And I love that term because it sums it up. This sort of, I'm really hopeful. It's a little bit hard. I'm going to go for it.
It's interesting for teens,
It
right?
is, because excited and anxious are often the same physical feeling.
That's right.
And that's why in Inside Out, it was so fun to play those 2, because they're actually quite similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And what's hard is to hold them at the same time, because what we're told is we're only supposed to feel one thing at one time.
Yeah.
Just, put all this, there's a lot of emotions. Yeah, but you're a human being. You're going to have mixed emotions, and it's okay to hold them in balance. It's okay to be a little bit scared.
And that's why it's okay to feel joy even when the world is really hard. hard. Like, and not even okay.
Well,
it's
one
necessary.
must.
That is right. Yeah,
One must.
that's right.
Yeah.
That is the only way.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Suzy.
Love
And if you
being
want
here.
more of Suzy's advice, which is always so great, her new book, Becoming You, is out in May, and you can pre-order it right now.